Now, the game of chess is one of the oldest and most popular board games here in Nigeria and has a tiny but avid following in this nation. A chess project in Nigeria is offering children a little, of course, in the slum, a little hope and confidence. And we have people today that have come to probably talk to us about the game of chess and how they're seeking to make it quite a popular game and a staple here in Nigeria. Let's get to our video wall today, and as it stands right now, and we have two great men here. How are you guys doing today?
Very good.
All right, chess. Okay, let me start it off from you. Chess is not popular, but has quite a little cult following by a select set of people. Most of the time, people see this as a sport or as a game for the rich, as against it's generally cutting across. Is that conception true?
Actually, in Nigeria right now, it's no longer true. Before, it was a thing of the past, like only the rich, chess was made for the elite. But now, even people from the slums, they play chess right now. Example is, if you go to a corridor down there, you see boys on the street, they get their chessboard, they play. It's every man's game. It's no longer discriminatory for the rich or the poor, or for old or for young. Right now, everybody can play chess, no matter where your background is.
We're asking about chess and how it's seen as an elitist game, as against probably things like drafts that cuts across all divides, or probably things like Ludo. Although these are not major international sports, but nevertheless, it's still seen as an elitist sport. What's the John Fowley Award? Let's discuss the different categories as well as the special categories for individuals, since that is what is being used as one of the vehicles to popularize and populate Nigeria with chess.
Yes, of course. Like I said, the children nowadays, compared to the elites, I mean the old of back then,
yes,
they usually look at chess like, okay, you have to be intelligent to be able to play this game. So they look at it very complex. But for children, it's a very, very, what's it called? It's a language that they learn at a very early stage. So,
are you saying that chess is not cerebral?
No, it's cerebral. I'm saying it's just like a language.
Okay.
It's a language that you can learn at your age. If you start learning maybe Mandarin language, it could take you probably 2-3 years to understand it very well. But put a 5-year-old or 4-year-old into Mandarin language, I can guarantee you, instead of 3 or 4 months, he's able to talk to a certain extent. So that's the same thing in chess. It cuts across everybody. It doesn't look at maybe you're young, or you're old, or you have a very poor background, or you have a very rich background. It doesn't care. It's a uniform. In fact, there's a Latin name that we use, motto, gens una somos. It means we are all but one family. Okay. That's just for you. So coming in from John Fowley Chess Award, it's a very, very lovely initiative. So, present awards to recognize people that have done well at one point or the other in chess in Nigeria. And funny enough, this is the first of a kind, actually. It is the first of a kind. Though there are some that have done awards at the background literally in the past, but his own is massive. And with this, we're so confident that many players, many parents, many people that are not into chess, once they start seeing this, they will start putting their children or putting their words, and everybody will feel like, okay, yes, we can also partake in this lovely sport called chess.
All right, of course, we know that they just concluded National Friends of Chess, where let's discuss the under 2000s and the over 2000s in this particular special game. First of all, can you explain to us what's the under 2000s and the over 2000s?
Well, when you're playing chess, you get rated, and at the same time, you find out that there's the global rating system that is called the FIDE rating system. Yes. Now, when you're classifying players, especially for the National Friends of Chess tournament, there are 2 basic categories. There's the over 2000 category. That's those that are rated 2000 and above. And then there's the under 2000 category. That's those that are rated 2000 and below. All right. So that's how those 2 different categories are classified.
So coming into this particular event, talk to us about it. What should we expect from the unders and the over 2000?
Well, basically, it's an event that was just rounded up, and one of the top players at the event was Papa Ajibola Olanrewaju, who eventually won the tournament. A second tournament win in a row, and that's him right there on your screen.
Okay.
So he's been very, very phenomenal in the Masters category, the over 2,000 category, and he's been showing the young guys that he still got it. So one way or the other, we have several players participating in this event, and at the end of the day, he won the over 2,000 category. Meanwhile, a young man called Ifeanyi actually won the under 2,000 category.
All right, now, when I know that right, and try to visit the world here and world championship.
For Scrabble.
Yeah, okay, it was Scrabble, yes. And it got a lot of people understanding that board games could be huge in Nigeria. And looking at that, with Scrabble getting so much recognition, when would we have chess players that will be able to compete? Because we know that those who compete at international meets, we see them as geniuses, people that have beaten the computers time and time again at 16, 17, 18. Can we have Nigerians at that level? When can we have them?
Well, indeed, we can.
Okay.
The question of when is something that is actually happening right now. We have a lot of players that are actually beating computers. We have a lot of players actually competing internationally, beating grandmasters, beating international masters. We have international masters in Nigeria also that compete favorably in international tournaments. And that brings us actually to the Africa Juniors Tournament, which some of our brightest young stars will be participating in. This will be coming up this coming week, and it's something that will last for a period of 2 weeks. It's a major, major event that would have some of the best players in Africa. Jonathan Oyeleye, the young man on your screen there, is also one guy that is going to participate in this event alongside some other notable juniors in this country, and we're pretty certain that they're going to do us proud. All
right, so let's talk about the CPAN chess event that will be coming on the 5th edition. What should we expect?
Well, the 4th edition is still going on. It's going to end in December.
All right.
We have about 20 teams playing a round-robin tournament. And right now, Facility Control is leading. They're leading the group. You can see on the table, Facility Control, the first team, Pedal Chess team, third place, and Hope for Girls. Those are young girls. They came together. So, like I said, they are playing against the top players in Nigeria presently.
So, where were these teams drawn up from?
You can, okay, for example, Arise TV can select his own team. Like, you have 4 players. 4 male players, 1 female player, then 1 under 16, and you can participate in the league.
So anybody can just put up a team together?
Just put up your team together and come to the league. It's for everybody.
Okay, so ahead of the 5th edition, because we know we have quite a number of teams there. We are seeing about 20 there. Yeah. Ahead of the 5th edition, are you expanding it past 20? And for those that probably are hearing this and are interested, that they know 1 or 2 chess wizards that can probably take everyone there and give them a run for their money, how do they enter into this particular event, and what's just give us the modalities?
Very easy. Just compose your team. You send an email to cpannigeria@gmail.com that you're interested to have a team to want to play in the league. Then you pay a mere 30,000 naira for registration, and bam, you're playing.
How many games do you play in the course of the competition?
Well, in this course of this competition, they're playing 19 games right now. You can see because there are 20 teams, you have to play everybody, just like the normal Premiership League. Now you have to play all teams play all. Same thing in chess. Everybody plays everybody. So we have 20, we have 19 rounds.
19 rounds.
Everybody's playing everybody.
Wow.
So at the end of the day, you see the accumulation of points. These are the number of games they've played, 11 games. And now Facility Control, they're leaving with 11 points. You can see over there. 11 points, Deciphers 9, Pedal Chess team 9, they are tying. You have 2 draws, lost 1, and all of that. This one here looks like the goes for, goes against.
And Hope for Girls haven't won anything. Chelsea in the slums haven't won anything.
Well, with the fact that they have not won anything, actually, it
does not take away the experience that those girls have gotten from this event.
All right.
Now, that's one important thing that we need to actually emphasize on. Because, yes, we might be looking at it that these girls have played 11 tournaments and they've not won a single round. But there are some individuals that perform specially in the tournament. And then because the team lost, it turns out that they are not spoken about.
Okay.
So those are things that we need to...
So before we actually go, what should we expect in 2020 in regards to chess in Nigeria?
So much.
All right, break it down for us. Give us one or two to just wet our beak a little bit with it.
Well, 2020 is the year of pedal chess.
Okay.
We're going to be having the pedal chess National Juniors Tournament, which has the primary classes, the junior classes, the older classes, and the last event that was held, there were about 700 kids that participated in that event. Now, next year bills to be bigger, and it's going to be the biggest in not just West Africa and maybe some other parts of Africa. That's one of the things we need to look forward to. Also, the 2020 World Chess Olympiad. That's an event that, yes, that's an event to look forward to, definitely, because Nigeria is going to be ably represented at that event. And we're going to be looking at it, whether it's the juniors whether it's the youths that will represent Nigeria, or the older guys will still come back and show their stuff.
I want to say thank you very much, guys, for what you're doing to push the game of chess across Nigeria, because we know globally it's very, very well respected, and that they use it even for strategy people. But yes, it has its own major applications. I want to say thank you for doing that in Nigeria. I'll also be catching up with you guys as we actually get down with some of these tournaments. And we'll still watch a Global Sports Report here on the Rise News.